Mark Howden is the director of the Australian National University's Climate Change Institute. He joins me now live from Canberra. Thanks so much for joining us, Mark. How did the so-called outcome of this two-week summit leave you personally feeling?
Like others, I feel disappointed. There was a clear possibility of making significant advances, particularly in relation to the market mechanisms, as well as various other parts of it, relation to what we call loss and damage, and also the finance activities. And broadly speaking, there was very little progress on all of those things.
So what are the consequences?
I think the consequences are that most of this has been kicked down the road till next year at the Conference of Parties at Glasgow. So many decisions which could have been resolved now have actually been postponed till next year. And that will make that increasingly difficult, because that meeting was particularly expected to involve the ratcheting up of commitments by countries, and that would take a lot of effort and negotiating. And now we've got all of these additional rule book issues to deal with as well.
Right, but what, tell me, are the consequences for people like us? If we delay this further, if we don't see the big powers take action, what is our planet facing?
Well, I think it's facing what we were facing before the meeting. What we're seeing is emissions continue to go up. They'll go up again this year. Temperatures are going up. Extreme events are coming much more regularly and more intensely. And we're seeing change which we didn't anticipate for some decades, happening pretty much now. And so the sort of consequences in terms of economic damage, in terms of health and livelihoods and people's lives themselves are ratcheting up and increasing, and we need to take action sooner rather than later in terms of reducing emissions. And unfortunately, this meeting was an opportunity to start that process of ratcheting up commitments to reduce emissions. And as I said, it didn't take that challenge, and that's going to be dealt with next year.
Right. So as you list all the kind of horrifying consequences that you think we'll all be facing as a result of inaction, we've got some of the world's biggest powers and, of course, the biggest polluters really refusing to commit anything at this point. What do you think it will actually take for the ones that really matter to come on board?
Look, I think some countries have painted themselves into a fairly difficult corner to get out of. So sometimes it will be really significant public pressure from within their own countries in response to the extreme events that we're seeing. So, for example, the drought and bushfires in Australia that many people are ascribing to climate change. In other cases, it will actually be due to electoral change, and we get elections which change the governments and change those policies. But without some push from somewhere, most of these countries have got too much riding on the way things are to change them significantly in a hurry.
So a push from somewhere. I mean, if these big international conferences can't make a difference, where could that push come from? Is there a better way? Let me put it that way. Is there a better way to be doing this?
There is, and there's two sources of that push, and one is from the public, as I just mentioned, and pressure, including electoral pressure, and the other one is from business. And so what we're seeing increasingly is business stepping up to these challenges. And in fact, roughly 500 companies have already committed to effectively a net zero by 2050 target, which is consistent with the Paris Agreement goals. And they've got a combined value, I think, of assets about $34 trillion. So we're seeing business coming in, and I think they'll drag government along, and we'll see the public pushing government along to make change.
Mark Howden joining us there from Canberra. Thanks so much for that.